Hello and welcome back to my channel if you are coming back, and welcome to my channel if this is your first time here. I'm Tara, and today's video it's talking about living alone and thriving. Obviously I don't know what the title is going to be specifically yet, but the gist of the video is just me talking about the joys of living alone, what living alone has done for me. But yeah, today is obviously just concentrating on me and why really living by myself has been one of the best things I've ever done in my life. And I am so fortunate and so grateful to be in a position where I can afford to do that. Living alone is expensive. It's more expensive, obviously, than living with somebody else. I know there's other factors that come into that, depend on the location or depend on the actual place and the actual apartment or house or whatever it is. There's a lot of things that come into it. But for me, just in the place that I live in the apartment that I live in and all of that stuff, it's obviously so much cheaper to have a roommate than it is to live by yourself. But to me, the benefits that I get from living alone are worth more than money, to be honest. They're worth more than, they're worth more than all of that. But again, I'm just fortunate that at this stage in my life, it is something that I can actually afford to do. Because it wasn't something that I could always afford to do. And in fact, me officially living in this apartment by myself, I moved in the beginning of April and we are now at the end of May. So it's only been a couple of months. However, last year, 2020, I did get the opportunity to live by myself in the apartment I used to live in before this, where I did have roommates. Well, I don't know why I said that in plural. It was a 2-bed apartment. I had one roommate. And she decided to lock down with her boyfriend I was going to say at the time, still her boyfriend, with her boyfriend. So I ended up getting about 6 months worth of living by myself in that apartment before I actually took the plunge and made the investment to pay for somewhere actually for myself. And honestly, the time that I had by myself that first 6 months was incredible, in the sense that the person that you now see before you today, the person sat here, the person that has really made all those decisions, the person that has grown and learnt and whatever, all of that happened because I got the opportunity to live by myself. I'm now a person that doesn't really like to put labels on themselves, as in I don't want to categorize myself really. It's something I'm moving away from. However, this particular part helps with this video, and that's the fact that I'm an introvert to the extreme. A lot of people disagree with this that know me, but I also think it's because a lot of people I don't think fully understand the concepts of introversion and extroversion and what they actually mean. In this day and age, people just think that being an introvert means that you're super shy and you're super socially awkward and, you're just quiet and you're like a little mouse and And it's like, I mean, yeah, there's introverts that are super shy and stuff like that, but that's not every introvert's experience. I am an introvert that is good at speaking to people when I need to. I'm absolutely great at that. I'm a good communicator. I don't have any issues, with like making friends and stuff like that. That's another big misconception about introverts, is that we can't make friends or we struggle with that. Again, that's not something that I particularly struggle with. I'm quite outspoken. I'm really on the surface what people would not think an introvert is. However, a lot of those things I'm just good at naturally, and also because of the way I've been brought up and stuff like that, of course. But for me, if I had the choice, and I literally had to explain to somebody in this extreme for them to understand that no, I am an extreme introvert, was um if somebody today literally said to me, you can only either be by yourself forever, or you're constantly surrounded by people and you can only choose one forever, I wouldn't even have to think about it. I'll be alone. I would absolutely be alone forever, and I'd be fine with that. Um, I thrive in my own company. I thrive when I'm left to my own energies and my own devices. Basically, I think that's the best way to say it. I just thrive in that. I get so energized. I get so inspired. I do so much when I'm by myself. Like that first 6 months, like I said last year, where I got the opportunity to live myself properly for the first time, I did the most growing I have ever done. I came to some epiphanies, that had been simmering there for a while, but I just hadn't had the enough mental space and enough mental capacity to let these things come through. I learned a lot. My spiritual journey was skyrocketed when from living by myself. And when the first lockdown happened, I did not leave the house. I didn't see anyone. I was absolutely fine. To me, that time flew because I was having the time of my life. I couldn't even fully even tell you all the things that I was doing, but that's because I wasn't clock watching. I was just inspired to do stuff. I started learning Spanish. I figured out that the job I was in was incredibly wrong for me, and that's why so many other things had been happening to me, like mental health wise, and all of this other stuff. That as soon as I had that time and that space to be by myself and to feel my own energies and to listen to myself, because I actually find it really difficult to do those things when I'm sharing a space with somebody, because that there's the energy in that house isn't just your energy, then it's the other person's energy. And as well as the introvert label, I also have the empath label. And that empath label, I mean, we all know what an empath is. I am super sensitive to other people's emotions. I'm super sensitive to just other people in general. Again, I think that's actually why I'm an introvert that does find it easy, to make friends and to speak to people and stuff like that, is because I've got the empath label. That is, it's easy for me to put myself in someone's shoes. Now I can control it, and that's all to do with the spiritual journey that I've been on, and all of that great stuff, which obviously you would have seen across my channel now, obviously depending on when I'm posting this. But there'll be a playlist as well that I'm definitely going to create around spirituality, so you guys can better follow specific topics that I talk about. But really, that empath label and the introvert label together, what a combo. Because obviously, as an introvert, my energy gets drained when I'm around other people. So imagine having your energy getting drained when you're around other people, and you're an empath. So whatever that person's feeling, regardless of negative, positive, whatever, I'm absorbing that. And it becomes exhausting. Like it's exhausting. I'm sure any other introverts watching this video could probably feel exactly how that would feel like. It's an exhausting feeling. And because I was exhausted always mentally, always, it's funny because I look back at the time, you don't quite realize that you are constantly mentally drained, because it almost just becomes the natural state that your mind is in constantly. It becomes your normal. So I just ended up sort of thinking to myself, oh, I'm this person that's constantly in their heads because I'm overthinking, I'm doing all this, but things aren't clear. Da, 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 da. Again, I've now discovered that was all happening because I didn't have the opportunity to actually fully clear my mind and to to just have my own energy around me. And that's something that I absolutely need. I need that almost like everybody needs to breathe. And I can feel that now and know that now because I'm in the space. And obviously, at the time when I had that 6 months, I ended up being in that space that was allowing me to think clearer, that was allowing me, I don't know, to just be more inspired in general. So that first 6 months, like I said, really was the catalyst for this person that you see sitting here, for this person that is just more them. Genuinely, I am me. And yes, I've been me for 29 years, but this is the most authentic I've ever felt and just the most free I have. And that all stemmed from being by myself and having that space to be alone and to re-energize and find myself again and figure out what I wanted. And now I know those things. And then this time now that we're in this apartment that is all mine completely, every energy in here is mine, every dust particle is mine, everything, it's mine. And I have in this apartment, like I said, it's only been 2 months, but the amount of things that I've started in this apartment and the amount of inspiration and just my creative juices and just everything, like these channels exist because of this apartment. I'm able to just freely, just little things, stuff that's obvious, stuff that isn't just to do with, introvert, empath, whatever, but just the fact that I'm free in this house to just pop this open and start filming when I feel like filming. I don't have to work around somebody else. I don't have to figure out, what time are they going to be home? Are they going out? I really want just a weekend by myself. They've got people coming around again. Geez. Like, I don't have to worry and think about all those things, which were really actually starting to become a detriment to me. Again, slowly but surely without realizing. And then a little bit towards the end when I was realizing and I knew that I needed to be by myself. That's just how I work, I guess. Again, I don't want to put labels on myself, but you know what I mean. As in, I'm just thriving. So these channels exist. Tara exists now. Empowered Chef exists. Like, forget Empowered Chef existing just as a channel, but the fact that that whole business exists, that side hustle, a side hustle that I've wanted, like a side hustle was something that I knew that I always wanted to do because I have so many passions and I have so many things that I enjoy, so many things that I like that I want to share and I want to monetize. I mean, I don't hide it, with anyone that knows me. I don't hide that I have big financial goals. And even the more spiritual I'm becoming, the more I'm realizing actually, those financial goals aren't going away because my why for those financial goals is quite deep. It's personal. It's to do with my family, not just really me, actually. And there's just so many things, like I said, that I'm starting, I'm more motivated, and not only am I more motivated, but my mind is just more open to things that my mind wasn't open to before. I just feel open. I think that's the best way to explain it. I just feel more open, more present, more now, just more elevated. And all of this because I have the time and the space to decompress. My energies are the ones flowing in this house. So when I'm feeling creative, that creative juice is everywhere. I also don't have other people's emotions deciding how my day is, deciding how my week is, deciding on, what I'm going to do. Because really, when you live with other people, you have to be considerate. It's not just about you. It really isn't just about you. It's about you and that other person that you live with, or you and those other people that you live with. So it is difficult to just fully be selfish, actually, as much as you want to be, which is a big thing that I endorse. I endorse being absolutely selfish, because I believe you have to look after number one before you can even start looking after anybody else. But that's incredibly difficult to do when you have to share your space with somebody else or other people. It's incredibly difficult. You can do it to a certain extent, but not really. Another thing was also, it almost, living with other people almost made me more antisocial. It really did, because again, I felt like I need the space to be by myself and to recharge. But when you live with somebody, you don't really get that. So I'd end up spending more and more time by myself constantly, and not really wanting to go out. And like, when you did have social plans, you get to it and you're like, I don't feel recharged. I don't feel excited to go see other people, because again, you're not feeling recharged. You feel tired and you feel drained. So it then makes you not want to socialize. And it was just this effect of actually pushing me more and more into myself, rather than what I do actually want to be, is to have the space that's alone, where when I'm by myself, I'm completely by myself. The energy is completely mine. I do all of the things that I want to do when I'm alone. But now I look forward to socializing, because there's only so much time that I'm like, okay, I've gotten everything I need to get from myself now. Now I actually do need some little snippets from other people, but I feel energized. I've got all of this energy now to go out and socialize, and to see my friends, and to see the people that I love to spend time with, and get what I need to get from that. Again, get drained, and then come back to my own place and recharge. To me, that's a much better way of just living. I'm more fulfilled and I'm more happy, because I'm not retreating into myself anymore, because I don't have to do that, because most of the time I'm by myself. So most of the time I'm getting what I need to get to be the Tara out in public that is the Tara that I want out in public. I didn't really know where I was taking that sentence, but yeah, exactly that. And having the space to be by myself completely allows me to do that. Completely allows me to do that. So that's why I'm so grateful for the space. I'm so grateful for the time to recharge. So grateful for the mental clarity and just everything else that comes with it. I am thriving. And in fact, I started thriving last year. Like I said, that's why you see this person here in the way that they are, and with everything else that's going on in my life that of course you guys are slowly finding out about on this channel. Just my finances are so much better, because again, I've got that, it started back then, really, the finance thing, where I actually just had the opportunity to just sit there with my brain and actually look at things. And now I'm learning and growing, and it's all just building on from me. I think that's what I love about it, is it's all me, because it's all come from being by myself. It's all come from just being able to look within, really. That's the intro and introvert. It's the within, the intra. I don't mind being in my head at all. Now that it's clear and less foggy, it's just overall a better and clearer place for me. And yeah, I'm absolutely thriving. I'll probably make more nuanced videos around this topic if that's something that people want to know about more. But this was just more of a general thing of why being alone and living alone can actually be one of the best times for a person, and really allows that person to spend time with themselves and really figure out who they are, what makes them them, what makes them tick, and all of that amazing stuff. I'm able to read more. I'm just able to do more because I'm by myself and I don't have to think about somebody else, genuinely. genuinely it really helps. One thing that I will say, perhaps, I know I was saying this isn't for everyone, is maybe before you move in with somebody else, have a period of time where you live by yourself so you can completely, I don't know, just have that space to be with yourself and discover more things that you wouldn't discover if you just had something else clouding your judgment, you know? That's one thing that I will say about that. Even though I don't believe that it's for everyone, even if you do it for a couple of months, you know, just see how you get on, because it's been amazing for me. But I am flagging now. I've been filming a lot of videos today, and I think this is probably the last one. Not that you guys need to know this part at all. It's got nothing to do with the video, but I'm flagging, and I am going to see you guys in the next video. I do post every week, so see you then. I hope you have a wonderful week. Until then, love, light, and being by yourself. Have a great one.